Alright, so this video is about, well, who gives a fuck? That's the point. People say, nobody cares, nobody cares, nobody cares. Oh, there are people who care. Otherwise, they wouldn't be pursuing me as greatly as they are. They wouldn't have done as much as they did to prevent the truth from coming out. The border police don't want people to know how they treat homeless people. But it's not just border, it's nationwide. Homeless people are the bottom of the barrel. They are not human beings to your society. You make excuses why they deserve the punishment that you give them. Why am I an asshole? I'm not. I'm pissed off because you're a bunch of goddamn liars. Katie Cahill didn't like the way that I spoke to her after she repeatedly did not keep her word. She's not the only one, though. Danica Garner, she had a friend of hers named Erica who was supposed to have some experience in these kind of situations. And this friend Erica was supposed to come help me. She never did. Danica was lying out her ass. She wasn't the only one who did that, though. Veronica's friend Trevor was going to help me because Veronica couldn't talk to me like a human being. I come to expect that from her. Veronica is a petulant child. When she doesn't get her way, she throws a tantrum. Me, it's not a matter of getting my way. It's a matter of the Constitution of the United States of America. I'm pissed off because it doesn't exist. We pretend it exists when it's a rich person. I'd like to see Donald Trump in prison. But he's not first on my list. The first person on my list for prison time is Alicia Bollinger. Now, the problem is all these people not doing their jobs, well, they're heavily invested in preventing the truth from coming out now, aren't they? Wouldn't they? How do you, as a taxpayer, feel about paying for services that aren't rendered? You're still paying for them. The amount of money that was wasted on framing me is in the millions, people. Meanwhile, I got evidence from all sorts of folks in Natalie's family about what kind of a person Ted is. Y'all should have gone after him. But did you? No. You don't care about child molesters, you just pretend to. Over half of you would shake his hand. Fact is, I can prove he's a child molester with Natalie's own words. That, Mike Budette feller, everything that I showed, it was true. But he's trying to claim that it's not real. He didn't bother to take a look at it. He just hates me. He started off hating me. He went out of his way to try to put together a show to entirely hate on me. None of that was about Natalie. Watch those shows. Sword and Scale, episodes 109 and 110. Are they about Natalie or are they about me? And then after destroying my name, slandering me into oblivion to the point that I was being assaulted, you can actually see this play out on Natalie's Facebook. The exact shit that I went through for a whole year before she made that post, you get to see on that post. She invited me to Virginia. Matter of fact, she threatened to kill herself if I didn't show up. Her sister was the one who drove us places. Her sister, Alicia Bollinger, the twin that is still alive, the one that should have died. Alicia is the one that should have been shot in the head by Joseph Michael Lopez. She has no remorse for the things that she did to her sister and I. None. Neither does Ted Bollinger or Tim Beeson. Neither do the police. I feel bad for all the bad shit that I did. I'm pissed off that I had to do that shit. I'm going to pause this for a second. Alright, so Derrick Parrish, right? For most of 2017, the only people I was talking to about the rape and molestation bullshit that I was going through was Natalie Bollinger, Alicia Bollinger, Maddie Boa, and Tim Beeson. Now, I'd tried to explain to other people what was going on, but they were busy talking over me. They were too busy telling me pretty words until I finally gave up on talking. Like I did at Shannon Alvarado's and my dad's. They're not going to fucking listen. Why am I even trying to talk? Which is why I make the videos. At least on the videos, I'm allowed to speak. I'm not allowed to speak in court. The things that were done to me should not be done to anyone. Most of the things that were done to me are illegal as fuck, but they're only illegal if people care. If nobody cares about you, you can get shot in the head. You can get robbed. Nobody's going to give a fuck. Your constitutional rights do not fucking apply unless somebody gives a shit. Cares enough to do something about it. Instead of just talk about it like Katie Cahill. Now, by the time December rolled around in 2017, I'd had enough of that shit. I'd had enough of being separated from my loved ones for molesting someone I didn't molest, raping someone I didn't rape, and stalking someone that I didn't stalk. Of course, I wasn't allowed to go to court. I wasn't allowed to appeal it. There was no way to do that without help. Jeff Ritter was supposed to help, but he was full of shit. So, I really didn't want to expose Ted and Tim. I just wanted people to leave me the fuck alone. And I had already decided that I was going to expose Ted and Tim because these little girls who legally can go to prison for what they did to me, except for Natalie because she's dead. If she was alive, I'd be pushing for prison. But, I had a change of heart. I got a hold of Natalie's mother, Rose M. Kelly, to let her know what was going on. Rose Kelly can testify to the fact that I didn't rape anybody. I was stuck in the fucking road. Big fucking difference. David Nelson can testify to the fucking steering wheel issue. I got the vehicle from David Nelson. He's the one that told me how to fix it. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. Talk to the goddamn witnesses. See, now, if Katie Cahill had kept her word and at least tried to let these cops know what the fuck was going on, then these people wouldn't have had any recourse in court. I would have been able to defend myself in court. But you're a fucking bitch who's a fucking liar. If you weren't such a fucking lying piece of shit, it would have made a difference. I invested a lot of time into you because you, well, made empty promises just like everyone else. You want me to take the video down right now, but you can't make a goddamn police report in a whole year. And then you want to pretend like it was only 2 days. No, Katie Cahill. It was last year that you said you would make a goddamn report. The fact that you didn't, and these other people didn't, is the reason that I had to go through such drastic measures to try to force the cops to take a look. And one of the things I was trying to get them to take a look at is people like you, who claimed that they were gonna. Your words, I was trying to show the police. The police across the state of Colorado obstructed justice. They assaulted me and charged me with assault. They forced mind-altering drugs into me that made me crazy, and then treated me like shit and made fun of me over it. They put me on suicide watch and made fun of me while they were walking me to the room that they were going to punish me in. They threatened to shoot me and they threatened to tase me repeatedly. And all of this, you, Katie Cahill, could have put a stop to by keeping your goddamn word a year ago when it would have made a difference. But you're a coward and a liar. There's my battery about to die. So Derrick Parrish, he says, you didn't say any of that stuff until after Natalie was dead. He said that about a month ago when I cut him off for being a piece of shit and a fucking liar. My Facebook says different. I tried to be nice. I tried to appeal to Natalie knowing that she was spying on my Facebook. I tried to appeal to her to come forward and tell the truth. By being nice, by telling true stories. Now in December, I came out with all of it. All of my worst sins, the shit that I was going through over Natalie and Alicia not telling the truth. I did that in early December of 2017. If Natalie didn't want me telling her secrets, she should have told the truth about me. Now, it went from her saying that I stalked her, her mom, saying that I stalked her, to her sister telling Maddie that I threatened their life, to outright lies, to Maddie Boa running around and spreading rumors to all of her little customers. And the rumors got worse. And then, over a year later, on that post of hers, on December 13th, where she slandered my name, outright lied, omitted information. Yeah, you get to see on there that the same exact thing happened on her Facebook that happened in real life. She says stalker. People start automatically jumping to the, he's probably a rapist, he's probably a child molester, he's a this and he's a that. Fuck no. But you look through there, you notice she doesn't say I'm a child molester. She doesn't say I'm a rapist. You know what? She was right to be afraid. Most men would have beaten her to death for what she did to me. Tim Beeson would have beaten her to death. He's a violent asshole. Her dad probably would have beaten her to death too. She was right to be afraid, because when you do those things to most people, yes, they will get violent. They will hurt you for being a lying cunt like that. Now, Derrick Parrish, I tried showing him repeatedly, him and JoJo, what the fuck was going on. They were busy talking. It was always their turn to talk. Always. So Derrick, about a month ago, tells me that I never said any of that stuff until after Natalie was dead. Well, I have screenshots that show otherwise, asshole. You wanted to use your mom dying as an excuse why you couldn't come forward. Why you stopped being my friend. And you did stop being my friend, regardless of the pretty words that you fucking type. You know, Derrick, I used to have some respect for you. You lost all of it. You're going to hide behind your dead mother because you did wrong? You do not get to tarnish your mother's name by doing that, you piece of shit. You did wrong because you did wrong. Don't try blaming your mother. Don't try using your mother dying 2 months ago as an excuse for the shit that you did for a whole fucking year, you piece of shit. I love you, Derrick. I really do. I love you more than you love me by a long shot. I have risked prison for you, Derrick. I risked prison to get Natalie safe. I risked prison to keep Alicia safe. Alicia was never in danger, apparently. But she played it off like she was, and that scared the hell out of me. See, for 7 hours, just before my grandmother's funeral, for 7 hours, Ted Bollinger was being an asshole on YouTube, on his daughter's account, refusing to show me any evidence that she was okay. The first red flag was the fact that she has my phone number, or my old phone number anyway. He's asking for my phone number. He wants me to put it out on YouTube for everybody to see. I'm not going to do that, Ted. You should have gotten my phone number from your daughter. The fact that you didn't is the reason that I was paranoid. Obviously, you guys were playing some fucked up head games, because she could have given you my phone number at any point in time. The judges in Natalie's case, or the judge in Natalie's case about the protection order, did wrong. And I was trying to take him in court. He should be disbarred for the things that he did. What he allowed on that protection order should not have been on there. He should not have had that address on that protection order. People used that against me. I'm not the one that put it there. I didn't even see that fucking address until after she was dead. Also, it wasn't her address. So her pretending like she's afraid that I'm walking up and down fucking Federal, that means that I'm harassing her and trying to scare her. No, I'm telling you what I'm doing. I'm going from South Zuni up Federal to 120th so that I can see Miss Peaches. But because that address was on that goddamn protection order, they used that to pretend like I was stalking her. Meanwhile, the things that she said that I did, like staying behind her work for weeks, Did she bother, first of all, to say that she didn't work there? Second of all, did she bother to say that that was in Virginia and that her sister's idea? It was Alicia Bollinger's idea for me to stay behind the cricket store. I deserve the right to face my accusers. These things that you guys want to pretend like I'm lying about? Yeah, just wait until Alicia Bollinger has to take the stand. You want me to stop speaking out? You should have thought about that before destroying my name, assaulting me, and preventing me from having an honest day in court. See, the cops all hide behind the blue line of bullshit. You guys feel bad for Natalie's family because Natalie's dead. And you want someone to take it out on. Here's the thing. Ted Bollinger is the one who raped Natalie Bollinger. Ted Bollinger did that. Rose M. Kelly, that's Natalie's real mother. She neglected her daughter for booze, drugs, and abusive men. Where did Natalie learn it from? From her family. There's some twisted, fucked up people. I don't do the things that I learned how to do from my family. Do you know why? Because I think they're wrong. I could hurt people just as badly as my older brother does. He gets off on it. I hate it. Well, I can't hit somebody without thinking about getting hit myself. I have a conscience. I think to myself, you know, that's a fucked up thing to do to another human being. Even when they're beating on me. I'm thinking to myself, man, I don't want to hit this guy back. I just want him to leave me alone. I'll lose a fight if I think you'll leave me alone afterwards. I will take that beating. But I'm not going to take repeated beatings for shit I didn't do without speaking out. You want me to shut up? Get me an honest day in court. So all these people who I was trying to show what was going on to, who didn't have time and didn't have time and didn't have time. And then they're like, oh, Sean, you never told me that. Bullshit, I didn't. Like hell, I didn't. You were too busy talking to hear me. Now, there's a lot of stuff that I didn't tell Derrick. I was trying to tell JoJo. That was that whole excuse with the hammer. JoJo wanted a hammer. I blacksmithed her a hammer because at least if I delivered a hammer, she might take time to listen. But no. They invited me to stay for a couple of days. I was there for a couple of days. While Derrick continued the whole time to scream at me. Because he got into a fight with JoJo, and he didn't want to finish it with JoJo. He let her win, and rightly so. She was fucking right as rain. He was 100% in the wrong in their argument. Janine said so. I kept my mouth shut because it wasn't my business. But when he started assaulting me verbally and physically, well, first, when he started assaulting me verbally, you know, Joanna asked him to stop. His mother asked him to stop. Repeatedly over a 2-day period. The third day, he finally assaulted me. Obviously, since for that whole time, there was multiple people in the house, it was a show of force. It was a show of control. So I was hoping if he and I went outside and had a conversation like two grown-ass adults, it would make a difference. But he was too busy throwing a tantrum still. So I walked away and he followed me. streaming all sorts of shit at me. So I turned back around to talk to him. He was still streaming. I tried giving him a hug. He got me into a headlock and accused me of trying to headbutt him. I gave you a hug, dumbass. That's not a headbutt. That's a lot closer to tackling you. Maybe if you'd have said I tried to tackle you, it'd have made more sense. So I got a hold of JoJo to let her know what was going on. She said that's not the way Derrick sees it. Well, I know that's not the way Derrick sees it. He threw a fucking tantrum for 3 goddamn days. I needed your help. I didn't need to get screamed at and yelled at and have people assault me. And then you tell me you love me after you assault me. Yeah, Derrick, real fucking smooth. That's not Derrick Apodaca, that's Derrick Parrish. Derrick Apodaca and I used to be friends too. Up until Natalie died. I smoked a lot of weed with that guy. Jeffrey Ritchie, aka Irish, let me know what that dude was really about. He told me about Crystal Beaucamp's sister. Her name's Jasmine. She's addicted to heroin too. She was Natalie, Alicia, and Maddie's heroin buddy. Jeffrey Ritchie doesn't talk to her anymore. Do you know why? Because she's on heroin. He also doesn't talk to his own sister because she's on heroin. Heroin is more important than their own families, and that's why he stays away from them. When I let Desiree into my apartment in Sydney, Nebraska, I knew there was a good chance that she was going to steal from me. And she did. Maybe this Kevin guy came and tased her like she said, and stole all my stuff like she said. But chances are pretty good that she's the one that took it all. Why do I forgive Desiree for that, despite the fact that she won't admit it? Because she's Desiree. She's been my friend for a lot of years. I love her very much. And regardless of her addiction, she's still a human being to me. Same as Natalie was. Despite the fucked up shit that she did over her addictions. Same as Natalie. I forgave her. Desiree got stabbed over on the East Coast and said it was my fault. The only people I know on the East Coast that would hurt her, or anyone else for that matter, are Natalie's family. So I want to know if it was Natalie's family that stabbed her. What is it that they said to her while stabbing her that would make her believe that I had something to do with it? By the way, I got screenshots to prove that's true, so you can kiss my ass.